The guy that I went on a date with, he felt intimidated. That's what I can say to that kind of scenario. Thank God he said it to my face. I would have been trying to, like, what did I do wrong? What was I wearing? What style of hair was I, wearing? Maybe the kind of perfume I was wearing. I would have been asking myself several questions. But lo and behold, it was because I was too fine. His words. She's too fine. What can we do to that? What can I do to I'm too fine? So it's crazy. People move on for different reasons. So you don't want to beat your head. You don't want to overthink it. Just move on. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Yes, if you're new here, hello. My name is B. Adekoya. I'm a legal practitioner. Please, I need you to disregard the reflection on my face because I'm just sitting quite close to the TV, okay? I practice in Lagos, Nigeria, and God willing in New York City. I am a new immigrant in New York City, and I intend to show you guys a whole lot. I intend to, come this time next year. I want to be able to say, hello guys, how you all doing? I'm a legal practitioner. I practice in Lagos, Nigeria, and New York City. That sounds good. Yeah, God willing, let's see how that goes. Just watch this space. Watch it. Okay, and this channel is about life, law, entertainment, probate, succession, lifestyle, anything that comes to mind that is worth putting out there. It's about news as well. It's about videos on request, and I'm also using this platform to share my immigration journey that is about to come to an end because I am now an immigrant in United States, UK, and I also want to use this opportunity to say thank you to all my subscribers. You guys are the bomb. I love you all from the innermost place of my heart. If you guys notice, I've just put off the subscription count. I want us to get to 1,000. I know we can do it. Okay, encourage your girl. I want to say thank you to my very loving, you're an amazing subscribers. You guys have been so calm, cool, collected, and you've been very engaging. Some people ask questions, some people encourage, some people just talk to me on Instagram, some people check me out on. I've made an amazing friends. Thank you guys. Thank you for making this an household. Okay, and if you've messaged me and I'm yet to respond to your message, please don't stop sending me such a reminder, because sometimes it just skipped my mind. And for you all that has been helping me to respond to messages and requests and queries, you are the best. Thank you. But please share my video to a friend, tell a friend to share, tell a friend to like, tell a friend to subscribe. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers. Okay, we can do it. Okay, let's make this an household and let's make it more engaging. I just want to use this opportunity to say thank you to you all. Thank you. I love you all from the innermost place of my heart. Okay, yes, today's topic is going to be quite different. Okay, because I was having a discussion with a friend earlier today, and we had a whole lot to say about relationships, life, and what have you. I heard, I'm like, okay, we had this argument, and she kept on saying you have to shoot your shot. There's nothing bad in shooting your shot. I said, yes, there's nothing bad in shooting your shots, on a guy that is very reliable. There's nothing bad. It's no biggie. I'm a family lawyer and I've seen a whole lot. I've seen people, you can make people be in a relationship with you for as long as you want, but you can't make a man stay in a relationship with you.
We're gonna keep it low key, keep it softly spoken, with no strings tying you to me. I'm happy in your company with no emotion, 'cause my love deserves to be free.
So what you must do when he stops calling or talking, I've had my own share of this situation. Okay, and I was having this discussion with my friend today, and I've never been heartbroken before, and it's not because of the fact that I've been smart or anything. I would just consider myself being lucky. And not only have I been lucky in a relationship, now I'm married. Okay, I just felt I should just put this out there for us, all right? And I've had my own share, and the fact that I've never been heartbroken before, just because I could be a little bit stubborn, maybe because I've been when it comes to relationship, I don't have a chill. Okay, I'm always very, because there is no time. I just feel that relationship to me is time consuming. Okay, and I don't really have time. While I was single for a long time before I met my husband. All right. Okay, and I always enjoy being single. Like, not enjoy being single. I love my space. I love my time. I love to use my time for something very productive. If a relationship or friendship is not as productive as the way I want the relationship or the friendship to be productive, I am that kind of a person that I'm very unapologetical with, putting a stop to relationship. Like, I can't deal with headache. I can't deal with manipulations. I can't deal with so much drama. Like, I love drama-free life. So anything that will bring drama, that will bring confusion, I don't like investing my time into it. I love to invest my time, I prefer sleeping all weekend, I can remember those days when my sisters were like, chauffeur married me every weekend. Why they masun? Go out, meet people. Like, I'd rather sleep on my bed, enjoy my own quiet time, than to go out and meet one loser or some crazy guy that will just waste. I am that kind of a person that after each, date and or discussion or time spent with a friend or a guy friend or a girlfriend, I come back home to ask myself questions. What have I achieved today? Okay, have I spent my time on something that is what it's valuable? Okay, if I realize that I'm gonna waste time millennium, I won't give you such time anymore. Like, I'm just like that. I hate somebody wasting my time. And I think I've been used to that kind of life to the extent that even in relationship, when I smell waste of time or bullshit, I take 100 steps backward. Like, that's how I am. So you don't see me in a relationship so much so that I've only had, maybe because it's crazy, maybe because I've been lucky. I would say I consider myself lucky, maybe because I've only had few. Like, I don't want to mention, because if I mention, some people will tell you, how now? But it's crazy, it's surprising. Like, I could be in the talking time with somebody, and if I realize that this discussion is not taking us anywhere, I take 100 steps backward. That's how I've been. Okay, and all my life I've always been planning ahead, the time to go to school, the time to finish, time to make friends, time to be in a relationship, time to get married. Okay, it has always been like that for me. I don't know how I was able to do it, but I've been able to put time tag on everything I've done in my life up to this stage. Okay, I knew when I said to myself that, okay, time to study law. Like, I just wanted law. Okay, it's gonna take me a while. I'm gonna be old in uni, but then again, once I'm at this age, I'll get into a relationship. Like, the way I planned my life, you would think I created this life is as bad. Okay, but I've seen people in a relationship that they try to make it work. I'm not here to discourage you from making it work. I'm just saying, when you get that vibe, that negative vibe, that the guy has taking 100 steps backward, or you stop calling, he has stopped talking to you, what you should do first and foremost is for you to look inwards. Don't move on. Look inwards. Like, check yourself, look into the mirror, ask yourself questions, because I've seen people like make a video and encourage people to move on. Really, Okay, sometimes you really have to, because I formed the habit of self reflection or analysis. I try to re-examine myself and ask myself question. I look into the mirror and ask myself, why? What did I do wrong? What didn't I do right? If I realize that everything I've done in this relationship was right, then I move on. Okay, even if I feel that, oh, I have messed up, of course I'm still gonna move on. But then I try to reflect, so much so that I ensure that I don't repeat the same situation. If you are the type that you go on a date, all you discuss about is how I've been using this phone for the past. I've seen girls talk about shit in on a date. Talked about shit. Let's just disregard my phone. Talk about the fact that I've been using this phone for the past, because you are on a date. Like, I don't understand. If you're 25, you're 26, if you're 22, it's okay. But you will see a grown-up ass babe talk about flimsy things on a date. Like, I've been using this phone for the past 3 years. I really want how iPhone 11 is the best phone on earth. How, like, what do you do on a date? If you're the kind of girl that talked about the fact that, oh, my mom has been sick, you talked about your family problem on a date. What do you expect? You give that negative vibe of, I'm in for this, I'm in for that. Some people just, some people are just so used to this kind of life to the extent that they are not really out there to make you feel some type of way or to make you feel they need your money or something. But they're just used to the fact that you just wanted to, like my friend was telling me today, of course I want to know if you can foot my bills. The question is, can you foot your own bills? Like, fine, you should know if, like, I love people being responsible for their own shit. Do you understand? But then again, I don't like when I understand the fact that sometimes some very well-able girls want to know if this guy is, buoyant enough to take care of me if the going get tough, though I have my own money. But there are ways to go about it. When he stops calling, please reflect on those things that you feel that you must have done wrong. Of course, you're going to move on. Okay, I'm never going to advise you to shoot your shot when he stops calling. Or you don't want to be stalking a guy that has stopped calling, that has moved on. But what you need to do is to reflect on yourself and see if you have done right by that guy, if you have done right by the relationship. And if you can beat your chest and tell yourself, I haven't done anything wrong, babe, move on. I've had a course where most of the time, I always encourage people, if you're not 22, you don't have a business meeting a guy on the streets and boom, you're having a relationship with it. I always advise people, this is my own preference. I prefer people referring people to people. I prefer you being referred, I prefer referrals. That's simply put, from a reliable friend, not from a friend that you cannot even trust. Okay, from a friend that you can vouch for, from a responsible friend, from a responsible family member, sister, aunt. I prefer a referral. Like, if you're not 25, if you're not 22, you don't have a business meeting a guy on the street and boom, you're in a relationship with a guy. Like, it could be a killer for all I care. It could be a rapist for all I care. It could be anything for all I care. You want to go in a relationship where you could have at least a leverage, some information you can leverage on about the guy. Who is he? Oh, this guy is like this, is like this. What happens to his relationship? Has it not been a relationship? To the best of my knowledge, the guy has been, to the best of my knowledge, very few information, things that you can, leverage on. You don't just go into a relationship as a matured lady when you're not 22 and you don't have any information about this guy to leverage on. It could be anything. So I always tell people, you were like, no, I don't like people referring people to me. I'm sorry. I met my husband on my own, but then the way I met my husband, he's like a friend to my sister's husband. I met him at a party. That's a discussion for another day. But I've always been an advocate of, how did you meet this guy? Who introduced this guy to you? I get to meet people that say to me, oh, I met him at, this guy could be anybody. So you have elongated the time you're going to spend in that relationship, to know, to decipher, to, if a guy moved on, if he stops calling, reflect and move on. Reflect so you don't go into another relationship with the same mistake. Okay, reflect on yourself. Don't be that girl that talks about iPhone. Don't be that girl that talks about how her mommy has been sick over the years. Don't be that girl that talks about flimsy things on a date. Like, you will hear things, if you realize that you have messed up, you have to still move on, but try and reflect to ensure that you have messed up. I told my friend when she calls, I told her, you messed up. Because she told me things that she had, once upon a time, told this person. Do you understand? So you have to reflect on yourself, or whatever that is what. Don't just move on in a relationship. Reflect before you move on. You're going to eventually move on, but you have to reflect on those things that you have done wrong and do right by yourself. Okay? Don't just move on. And don't be in a relationship where you have to force conversation, force calling. If you're in a relationship where you sit down and you're in your head saying to yourself that, I was the one that called him yesterday. He called me the day before yesterday. I guess I'm the one calling too much. I think I've been checking on him too much. If you're in a relationship where you have to start asking yourself questions as to how you call, how you communicate, and what have you, maybe, and it is most likely that guy is not meant for you. Trust me. I've been in that situation where, I'm that kind of a person that, I don't know, I never even knew that I could call in a relationship. It's always been a problem. People, my friend will get to tell me, you hardly call, you hardly check up. I just feel whenever you're checking up on somebody, there's something you want to ask. It's a bad habit. I'm sorry, but this is what it is. I'm just getting used to the fact that sometimes you should call and check on people. I really want to learn more of that. I'm doing more of that now. But before now, I just feel when I'm calling you, it's either I'm calling, hi, what's up, how you doing? So, hey, that's me. But I realized that sometimes, one of my friends, one time I just called, I said, hello. I said, hello, hi, what's up? He said, are you getting married? I said, no. Is your church doing something? I said, no. What's happening? I said, wow. No, I just called to say, please tell me what you wanted to say, please. I said, wow. So I can't just call to say hello. He said, since when? How? I felt bad. I laughed over it. We both laughed over it. But then again, I learned something from that you don't just call people just to ask for something. I just feel that sometimes when people call me, I don't miss my calls. I pick my call and like, hi, how can I help you? And that's how it has been for me. I don't feel, sometimes people are like, no, I just want to check up on you. Hope you're good. I said, I'm good. I'm fine. Thank you. And I felt sometimes I always feel so bad. They said I make out time to return the call. I make out time to send the text. Because some people are just so thoughtful. Like, you just call to check up. Wow. It doesn't just happen. Like, you can only be a better version of yourself daily. You don't, how am I going to say? You don't feel that, I am just all in all. I don't need to learn more. I don't need to take this. I realized that people get to check up on people, and I had to work on it. I've had this problem with people. You don't call. You don't do this. I just feel that, call me. Why do we count all these calls? Call if you want to call. If I want to call you too, I call you. And you call when you want to ask for something. Like, people call when they want to ask for something. But then I realized that you don't call when you want to ask for something. You call sometimes, check up on people. That's the very humane thing to do. And we learn every day. Now I'm a better person. Okay? Because I was able to reflect on myself and ask myself questions. So if the guy has stopped calling, if he has moved on, if he has stopped talking to you, reflect on yourself and move on, because you can't force a guy to be in a relationship with you. Even if you force a guy to be in a relationship with you, you can't force a guy to stay in a relationship with you. It is even more dangerous to be in a relationship with a guy that you force conversation with, you force communication with, you force checking up with. You don't want to be in a relationship with that guy. You don't want to be. It was when I started dating my husband I realized that I could pick my phone and call, because I've worked on myself over time. As you move on, every time as you reflect on yourself and be a better person, ask yourself, can I be in a relationship with myself? Can you date yourself? If you get to the stage where you can beat your chest and tell yourself, I can date myself 1,000 times, then you're ready for relationship. You must get to that stage where you can date yourself. If you have been like, oh yeah, I want an iPhone, I want this, my mommy has been sick, blah 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 blah, you must get to that stage in life where you can get yourself that iPhone, where you can foot your bills, where you can take care of your mom, you can take care of your siblings, before you can be in a relationship with somebody. You know, always ask yourself, have I gotten to a stage where I can beat my chest and say to myself, can I date myself and be happy? If you cannot date yourself and be happy, you're not fit and proper to go into a relationship. I asked a client this question. He's a man, he came to me, he told me so many things. And I figured out a whole lot of things. I tried to counsel people at some point, because of course we are not counselors, we're just lawyers. Some people will tell you you're the one that put asunder in things God has put together. No, your relationship or your marriage has ended. You just came to us to put it in the book. Okay, you know, I've had discussion with couples, I've had discussion with, you know, husbands, and you hear the most bizarre things. You know, I've had calls to ask questions like, sir, I want you to, you know, in all of this, I want you to ask yourself one question. Can you date yourself? Look at your life now, right now. If you happen to be a girl, can you date you? You know, I've had answers like, no, you can't say that. I'm a guy, I'm a man. You know, this vibe of I'm a man, I don't even know where that comes from. You know, but I don't want to deviate from that. But today's topic is about what you must do when he stops calling. You're going to move on. But before you move on, I am saying, reflect, look inwards, check on yourself, on things you've done wrong before you move on. Because if you just move on, you're going to repeat the same thing in another relationship, but you're still going to move on. And the question is, how many times do you want to move on in relationships? You really have to work on yourself, your utterances, things you say, things you don't say in a relationship. Sometimes people talk and I'm like, why don't say that? You know, I've had overheard conversations. I'm like, stop, cut this minute now. Cut that for. Yes. You know, I'm just like that. At the sight of nonsense, I'm irritated. Okay, if we are in a relationship and the girl stops calling, move on. Don't force yourself to be don't force anyone to be in a relationship with you, because you can't force that person to stay in that relationship with you. You know, there's so many reasons people move on from us. You know, I've gone on a blind date before. You know, it's crazy. Thank God. But I could only say thank God now. I want to, you know, sometimes I even just want to use this opportunity to tell all my, you know, what's it called? I don't want to say boyfriends, you know, because I only had few, you know. But I just want to say thank you to people that I almost had or have had a relationship with. Thank you for allowing me to move on. Thank you. Because looking at my life now, I can only say thank you to you. So when people move on sometimes, say thank you to them and shut the door. Because right now, I say thank you. How about if your head has been in proper place and I've had that notion that it could be the one, and at the end of the day, you know, I almost got married to a wrong person, the wrongest person ever. But thank God, because we were planning that marriage, and I was telling myself that I'm not going to stay a year in this marriage, but let me just get married for the record. I was going to get married for the record. That's how crazy it was. Because I had time for everything. You know, at the time I said, okay, I want to study law. I studied law. After law, I said, you know what? I'm not going to be in a relationship. I don't want to be in a relationship because I just want to be, like, I just feel relationship is so time consuming. I couldn't just bear, I couldn't take it. Like, you know, calling, you have to call. If you're not calling people, men, at some point, started irritating me. Like, why? There's issue when you don't call. Like, if I don't, you know, it used to be like, why do you complain I don't call? Like, why? So I just feel that if you're not planning to get married in a year's time, like in 2 years' time, you don't need that relationship, really. Trust me. Some people will tell you, oh, I want to get to know her. I want to get to know him. Bullshit. Bullshit. I used to think about that. I used to be that. Trust me, bullshit. I'm going to make a full video and tell you why you don't need to be in that relationship for 2 years. You can meet a guy today and get married to that guy in 2 months. Trust me. I'm a product of my experience. I never dated my husband for, like, I met him, like, on a February or January, and we got married before the end of the year. And it was like online relationship. We met in Nigeria, and the next day, boom, it was already in the US, and we started talking from there. And I used, like, it's just what it is. You don't need to be in that relationship. You don't need to, like, 5 years relationship. What are you guys doing? So when he stops calling, before you move on, reflect on yourself. I don't want to deviate so much. Like I said I wasn't on that blind date to start with, because I kept on forgetting these blind dates. You know, and it was my friend that introduced the guy to me. You know, she was married, and at the end of the day, she said, okay, I want you to meet this guy, he's my uncle, blah blah blah. I said, that's okay, why not? I'm open to it, you know, more. Because then I was ready to go into a relationship, you know, a relationship that is what it's, a relationship that I won't take it back. Like, I will ask all the questions in this world, and I will care less about how you want to feel, because you're still going to feel some type of way if you hear my age. Because you don't get, guys make you feel some type of way. You know, they have, once they have that, you know, glimpse of how old you are and what have you, they come up with some bullshit that I really don't have fuse for. I went on that date, and I met the guy, nice guy, cute guy. We're talking and what have you, and, you know, a doctor. We're just talking. You know, he saw me from afar. He came close to me, like, oh, you Wookie, hi. It was so nice. I said, okay, let's see how it goes. It's okay. I'm not overly carried away when it comes to, like, it's just what it is. I'll ask you all the questions, and I'm always very upfront. I don't beat behind the bush. I'll ask you all the question. I care less how you're gonna feel. Oh, she's desperate. This one desperate. That one desperate. She just want to get married. I'm sorry, I just want to get married. Like, that's true. I don't plan to be single for life. I want to get married. And I want to get married to a guy that is worthy of me. That's all. So I just want to know if you're worthy of me. If you're not, I move on. And that's it. So I don't think there's not something bad in wanting to know if a guy is worthy of you. Please, don't take back. Ask all the questions. If the guy is feeling some type of way because of your question, maybe that guy is not just meant for you. It is very likely. If you meet your own, all of your questions will check. It will be what is, you know, what he wanted to hear. I'm telling you. I will tell you my experience, but, you know, today is not for that. You know, we went on a date. It was cool. He dropped me at home. The second day I met my friend that introduced me to him, and I said, you're a cool guy. Let's see how that goes, you know. Lo and behold, he called when I was with my friend. We were still talking about him. I said, okay, talk of the devil. He just called. And my friend was so excited. He said, okay, he's calling. Let me put on speaker and whatever. He said, hi. I'm like, hi, what's up? I heard you guys met yesterday. What's up? How you doing? Yeah, how is she? She said, she's fine. She's so fine. Like, guys, am I so fine? It's so crazy. I know I'm fine, so don't worry. Am I so fine? So I was happy. I said, okay. I said, yeah, she's cool. He said, but I'm also fine. I want a woman that you can marry. Ìyàwó ilé. You know, ó tún wá jẹ́ lawyer. I shook, like one of my friends would say. I said, wow. My friend couldn't cut the phone. She couldn't continue. Said, why? Said, I want you on friendly. I said, what? Thank God. You know, in all my relationship, all my life, it's always been when you move on, or let me say when I move on, and that's it. I'm good, of course, yeah. But I will tell you, in all my relationship, I don't wait for the guy to move on, because I have short fuse for nonsense bullshit. Like when I smell rats, I flee. Like when I smell rats, I don't wait. Like I don't wait. I don't give you an excuse. Like I've seen people trying to say it was like this because I did this. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm not just gonna give you an excuse. I will move on. So sorry. Without notice. Yeah. So imagine the way I move on, and people will imagine a guy trying to reach out to me, trying to make it work. I've moved on. Go and reflect and move on. That's how it is. When a guy moves on, move on. Reflect and, work on yourself. Be a better version of yourself. Get to that stage where you can beat your chest and tell yourself, I can now date myself. I can date myself. As far as money is concerned, I can date myself and treat myself. Get to that stage. If you're yet to get to that stage where you can date yourself, maybe you're not worthy to be in that relationship. Maybe. And when the guy moves on, stop talking. Stop shooting your shots. It is good to shoot your shots when you just want a guy to talk to you and whatever you, or you just want to go figure out what type of person this person is. That is shooting your shot. That a guy moved on and you're trying to stop the guy is not shooting your shot. Is being stupid. Move on. That is not shooting your shot. That is stalking the guy. For your pride, move on. But reflect on yourself and ensure that the next relationship you're going into, you don't repeat the same mistake. Because we make a whole lot of mistakes. Immediately the guy said, I want you to dress, and from the guy used to be 100 feet tall. Immediately he said that, I said, was I on a date with this guy? God! Immediately I deleted his number. He kept on calling for several times. And he had to start calling that my friend, like, your friend stopped calling, your friend stopped picking my calls. I'm like, she couldn't tell the uncle or the brother that, the last time you were talking to me, you were on speaker and she was there. I just like, I'm sorry. This is the time wasters that we talk about. Imagine I went on a date wasting how many hours with this guy on a Saturday when I'm supposed to be sleeping. I just deleted his phone number. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I have never in my world put that my age. I got married way over 30. Trust me. I think I'm going to make a video about a relationship a relationship after 30. How it's like. I should. And if there's any video you want me to talk about, you want me to come up with, please, let's talk to me in the comment section. Let's make this an household where we can learn from ourselves. And don't give what you cannot afford in a relationship. That's what makes us sometimes feels this relationship must work. I've given a lot. What are you there for? What are you staying there for? Giving a lot. Don't give what you cannot afford in a relationship. It makes you vulnerable. You have to be on top of your game. I'm sorry, it's not meant to be a game, but you really have to afford. If you know, if I give this, I'm not going to feel some type of way, then you can go for it. But if you're going to feel some type of way, letting go of what you know you cannot afford, please don't. So that you can protect your sanity and be a better version of yourself. Don't stop improving yourself. Don't stop working on yourself. Get to that stage where if a relationship don't work, you can say to yourself, I got to that stage in life where if relation don't work, just say to yourself, he's such a loser. She's such a loser. Yes. Get to that stage where you can say to yourself that he's a loser for losing me. She's a loser for losing me. Yes. That's what. He's so good. He's so collected. He's so calm. But I'm sorry. I can't date you. I'm sorry, such a loser. I would have dated him. Yes. Because I was at that stage where it was just like that for me. It was just like that for me. Get to that stage. That's where you're living as a man. That's where you're living as a woman. Okay, don't be that girl that talks about iPhone, cars, material things on a date just because you just wanted to confirm if you can take care of you. You just wanted to confirm if you can take care of yourself. Yes, a guy should be able to, yeah. But that should be the less of your problem. If he's not able, I'm sorry, he should be able to take care of himself and take care of his family. That's it. That's unquestionable. But in a relationship, to want to decipher whether you can buy me iPhone, whether you can, all of that, work on yourself, get a job. Be the better version of yourself. Beat your chest and tell yourself, I can date myself 1,000 times. That's it. When the guy stops calling, move on. When he stops talking to you, move on. Don't try to give him an excuse. Don't try to make it work. It's never going to work. It wasn't meant to work. Move on. Your guy, your own will not. No matter how stupid you are, when you meet your own, he will be looking out for that stupidity. It will be so pleasing to him. Like, it's crazy. That's how it is. I will let you know how it was. Talking to my husband. It was just what it was. Like, I felt it in my bone marrow. Like, I was bold enough to tell him that I felt we were already married. He said yes. Like, that's how he was. It felt so real. Like, I was not checking what I was saying. Like, it was just coming out the way it was. Like, I was like a book, readable. Because I was talking to my own. If it's not yours, it will stop calling at some point. I'm not going to say, oh, it's not. Sometimes it will feel some type of way. You're going to feel bad. Like, what, why, what, and all that. But please, move on. It's going to be painful for a while, but please don't wallow in self-pity. You're beautiful. You're bold. You're smart. Most of the time, I got to a stage in my world when I see people talk that type of way, like the guy that said, oh, I wanted a man, I wanted a wife. You literally, you don't even know me. Was just one date. Just because of the way you see me, and you just felt, I said I wanted a wife. Yaole. Like, what am I? Side chick. That's how I looked. Like, Ow. Side chick. Is that what comes to your head when you saw me? So, people like that are losers. Like, it was just what it was. Like, maybe it's his own, state of mind. But then again, I couldn't help him. I couldn't help him bring him to the realization that this is 2018, 2020. This is 24th century. What kind of a woman are you looking for? Because I wanted to, when you're single in life, you hear shit like, well, maybe because of your hairstyle, maybe because of your color, because of your hairstyle, because maybe you should turn it down. This car safe that you are driving, no man wants to. Guy, please don't allow those our sister, our auntie, corrupt your manners. Be who you are, unapologetical. If he stop talking to you, move on. Reflect on yourself. If you can beat your chest and, be sure that you haven't done anything wrong. You have, put in your best card. You've not done anything wrong whatsoever. Move on. Maybe you're intimidating the guy. The guy that I went on a date with, he felt intimidated. That's what I can say to that kind of scenario. Thank God he said it to my face. I would have been trying to, what did I do wrong? What was I wearing? What style of hair was I, wearing? Maybe the kind of perfume I was wearing. I would have been asking myself several questions. But lo and behold, it was because I was too fine. His words. She's too fine. What can we do to that? What can I do to I'm too fine? So it's crazy. People move on for different reasons. So you don't want to beat your head. You don't want to overthink it. Just move on. Maybe that guy felt you're too much. Maybe the guy felt he can't, how am I going to take care of this one? Look at that color. Where am I going to get the money to get the kind of cream this one will be using? Without knowing that this is follow come. It's follow. My skin is follow come. You don't get. It's just what it is. So don't try to overthink it. Reflect on yourself. If you feel that you haven't done anything wrong, you've done good by the guy, move on without giving yourself a headache. I think that's what I want to talk about today. Seriously. And in relationships, always ask the right questions. I don't want to hear, if I should ask that question, it's so early, it's too this. Do you have, are you 22? If a guy is stepping up with somebody that is 28, 30, 32, 35, no question is too early. You really have to check it. Just get to know this guy. Don't waste time. Time is valuable. Time is money. Waste time on your profession. Waste time on building yourself. Waste time on improving yourself. But don't waste time on useless relationships. Don't. Be it for a guy or a girl, man or woman, lady or dude. Don't waste time on useless relationships. You can invest time in building yourself, being a better person, being the best version of yourself. But don't waste time in useless relationships with useless people. Don't allow anything bring you down. Don't waste time with people that have different orientation with you. Don't. And don't ask yourself too many questions when you see that you have done right by the guy. Just move on. He's not the one. That's all I have to say today. So if you're here to subscribe to my channel, what are you waiting for? Help your sister subscribe. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers. Okay? Thank you for tuning in. That's all for today. Okay? Move on when the guy stops calling. Move on. Move on. Reflect on yourself and move on. That's okay. Subscribe now. Subscribe. Okay, click on the notification button. With that, you get to be notified whenever I upload tips like this. Okay, I just felt I should talk about this today. Okay.